YouTube, part 2 of the maple caps versus one-piece maple necks 10 guitar jam thing I did on Wednesday night. I've just did, well, yeah, it'll be coming out tonight as on Wednesday night, but I'm going to put this out on Friday. It's a two t-shirt day today. Basically, I had to peel off the other one, so hopefully this one's going to be a bit less, I'm not saying stressful, but a bit less flustered. Just calm, relax. If this is going to run too long, I might do it in two lots of 5. I've no idea how long I'll end up talking about these things. There's 10 guitars on the wall in order, the way to go around. And the question was, could you tell whether it was a solid one-piece maple neck or a capped maple neck? I'm not going to talk about this one very much because this is just recent. You've seen this lots. I've been using it for all the fuzz pedals. This is, if I looked it up, it's a BL 450. A Blazer 450 from 1981. It says on the back plate, but it's not in the 1981 catalogue. It's in the 1982 catalogue. The BL 500 is the same guitar, but it's got a matching painted headstock and a coil split, which is a really annoying because a coil tap, which this one doesn't have. The Tony and Blitzkrieg had a shot of, I set up one for him, the 500, which had the coil tap, and the coil tap is amazing. And I saw this one, same pickups. These are Super 6 pickups, whereas it's Super Tap 6 is what's in the other one, so they didn't have the extra tab. I thought I was going to be able to sneak around it, but I'm not complaining. So these are very powerful pickups. These are if you look up Ibanez pickups in the catalogue, these are the most powerful the most powerful pickups you can get, single coils, in 1981 or 1982. So basically they're saying kind of like DiMarzio's puff better. Anyway, so this one has a trem. The body is it basswood or birch? Apparently, all these guitars are all bolt necks. I'm just going to kind of describe them all because they're all totally different. Well, they're really all Japanese. Yeah. So, one-piece maple neck. Is it a one-piece maple neck? Yes, it is. The skunk stripe doesn't really tell you because sometimes you get the skunk stripe in it, isn't it? But this is one-piece maple neck on this one. So, answer 1, the Blazer is a maple neck, is a one-piece. So if I move round, I'll move on to guitar number 2. This is a Vantage Avenger. I love this guitar. It's like, a lot of it's just to do with the colour. I think the colour is just phenomenal, and I like the headstock as well. It's kind of like a meat cleaver or something like that. Actually, Scott was talking about this yesterday. The kind of Japanese sword thing, which apparently that's what the Ibanez put it up there. That headstock looks like one of those big pike things. It's got like a blade on the head, and I think this is kind of sort of like that as well. So I've got the meat cleavery type look thing. So this one is I got this in a trade. Before I started doing bucky casters, I used to do switch casters, which are basically bucky casters that I didn't paint. Well, I did paint, but I didn't paint bucky colours. No. Yeah, so I love this guitar. This is a 1982, made in Japan, I think. I'm not sure where these are made. Vantage did have Matsumoku built guitars. This might be one. Oh, that, by the way, that's apparently a Dyna Guitar Factory made that one. Not Fujigen. People to know that, but there you go. Apparently that's Dyna, which actually might come in later on because we're not. Yeah. So this, it could be Chushin, it could be Matsumoku. I'm not really sure. Looking at it, I noticed it's got the same Goto tuners as the A10 does. The pickups on this are fantastic. I'm not really sure what they are. I don't know if I've ever actually had them out to look in the back. A lot of the time they don't say in the back what they are anyway. It's got the Matsumoku switch. Maybe that's thing there. It's got a slightly wobbly input that I need to take to bits and scrape. That's what happens if you leave a guitar sitting for. It's just going to be annoying. The chances are it just needs bent with a pair of pliers or a bit of a scrape. So I suppose single coil in the middle being the most. recognise it. So I have had this one in the studio with crank before, and it sounded phenomenal. So whatever is in this is amazing. Yeah, so here, Vantage Avenger in purple sparkle flake. So I meant to say this is a hardtail, but it's a solid brass bridge. I should have said that on the Blazer. It's solid brass as well. You know, they like their brass, the Japanese in the 80s. Yeah, so is it a one-piece maple neck? No, this one's a maple cap. Yep, I prefer a maple neck. I prefer the one piece, I think, just because of the idea of it. But I mean, this one just plays phenomenal, and I absolutely love it. This is a lot of these have sat in that's my favourite guitar category. So 1982 Vantage Avenger. As I said, not 100% sure about the factory for this one. We move on. Now we've got another one of my favourite guitars. This is a Westone Concorde, which was, Westone did their Thunder range, and they did a Concorde range, which was, the Thunder was kind of more Les Paul-y. Basically it was the same body shape, but the Les Paul scale length, and well, generally not so much the maple necks. I don't think you get Thunders with maple necks. So this was their sort of Stratocaster version. Originally the Concorde, so this is 25.5 inch scale. The Thunder kinda is a Gibson-y type guitar that's got single coils, so it does the Stratty thing, whereas this is the other way around. This is a Stratty type guitar that's got humbuckers in it. It does have coil splits in it as well. It's a fantastic. They only made it for a year, 1983. This one, Matsumoku built. I painted it yellow. It was originally red. I got this at the same place I bought another guitar, and this was just happened to be sitting in the corner of the guy's living room. It was all cracked and smashed up, and I was like 20 quid. Everyone else was original on it. I'm not sure these are the right knobs. I can't. This is before they had their own fancy knobs, so I'm not sure. I'll look it up, but I mean, they kind of work. Maybe black barrel knobs would be a good idea. Bullet truss rod. It's got a lot of nice things, this guitar. The price being one of the best. This has got the MMK 45 pickups. This is a dual coil split. That's a single coil. And that's a phase. Got an interesting phase on it, because this actually, the phase works on the bridge pickup. Instead of knocking the two pickups out of phase, it knocks one of the coils of the bridge pickup out of phase. So when you're in the bridge pickup, you can actually get it phased within itself. A volume and two tones. I don't know if it was originally a volume and two tones. It might have been two volumes, but I did it differently. Also, if you look up Concords, they quite often get 3 single coils, and there's an original shape which is not quite this. This is a bit more like the Thunder shape. There's one that's a bit wider here. I've actually got a base that's that shape, which I've fallen out with. I painted yellow as well to go with this. Yellow guitars are just awesome. And I painted it yellow just because I think Aldi had cheap spray paint. I just bought yellow, and I was like, I just painted it yellow. As soon as I did it, I was like, wow, why don't you get yellow guitars all the time? I've used this in the studio with the band. Love it. It's a fantastic guitar. So, is this one a one-piece maple neck? And yes, it is. Dodgy inputs and all of these. Yes, so this is a one-piece maple neck. Yeah, so I don't know if you managed to guess that. I suppose I'll keep going. I think it was only these two that had the dodgy inputs. I hope. I can't remember what the other ones had. Oh, this one. This doesn't really count as one of these guitars really, because I made it myself. So this one is my Firebird, which I made drawing around my pal's Thunderbird bass, and then I actually got a shot of an Epiphone Firebird later on, and it's the same size, so I was kind of right. It was a guess, but it worked. So this is a solid beech. So this is beech worktop cut into the shape of this. It's got Warman mini humbucker pickups. The neck is a Hondo 2 left-handed neck, hence it's upside down. kind of copied and I put a Bigsby on it, which I always regretted and I hated the guitar. But now I'm getting a wee bit more. So maybe take this at the studio, give it a shot, see what it's like. The mini humbuckers, I really didn't like them when I first put them in. I thought, what an absolute waste of time. But now I'm kind of getting more into the hang of it. They're a different beast. I've got plenty of sort of heavy metal rock guitars, and a Firebird isn't a heavy metal rock guitar. They're just not. It kind of looks like one, but it's not. Yeah, so does it even say in the back, made in Korea? It might do. Don't know. So is it a one-piece maple neck? No. This one is, you can see, I didn't sand the back as much. You can see how much this is worktop, and I just put this metal plates on recently, which is annoying me. I should have painted them black, and I should probably recess them. But yeah, so this is a sandwich after a separate fingerboard on this one. I went a wee bit for a look on this. When I got the maple neck, I was like, oh, yeah. So it's a heavy thing. Kind of feels a bit like a bass, but it's actually all right. It's all right. I kept thinking about selling it, but it's not worth selling because no one would buy it. Yeah. So that's. I'll do a wee summary at the end. Yep, that's that one, and I'm just going to put that there. It's a bit big to hang behind these amps. Right, this one here is a Washburn, which I couldn't tell you before. This is an 83 Washburn Force 2. I've got another Force 2. I've got a single pickup Force 2 as well, which is basically the same as this one. Apart from it's only got one pickup. It's got the proper Washburn tremolo bridge with the brass saddles. It's got that quite a modern finish, you know. You can feel the grain through it finish, and the maple neck, bullet truss rod. I like a bullet truss rod. Does the Vantage have a bullet truss rod? The Vantage does not have a bullet truss rod. A wee bit of a minor niggle for it there. If I was building my ultimate guitar of all time, it would have a maple neck and it would have a bullet truss rod. So this one has Washburn power sustained pickups, and I was actually surprised it doesn't actually have a coil split, so I might fit one at some point. And this is a guitar that I bought from the estate of the late Geoffrey Hughes, who was in Doctor Who, was in Onslow and Keeping Up Appearances. He's been in about a million things, all your heartbeats and all, anything from the sort of 90s BBC. And he also did the voice of, I think it was Paul McCartney or Ringo Starr or something in the Yellow Submarine film, because the Beatles didn't actually use their own voices. This has a slight V neck on it. Well, what we'd call a V neck, modern, and these days, it's like what you would call a V-neck. It's just that some of the other guitars have got like an absolute Toblerone of a neck, but this is definitely V. So, as I said, no coil split, which is kind of strange. You would have thought it would have. But apparently Geoffrey Hughes was in a pub covers band and played gigs all the time, and this was his guitar that he brought new. There you go, from 1983, did I say? Yeah. So these guitars are kind of weird. They're basically exactly the same as a Strat outline on the front, apart from you can see the neck attaches differently. I suppose I'll ask the question: is this a one-piece or a two-piece neck, And this one is It's a separate fingerboard on this one. As you can see, I was talking about there. See where the neck actually comes into here, bolted on, which means you get really high, unrestricted access to the top of the fingerboard. You can get right up halfway up through the pickup, and so the neck kind of sits in below here, and it's bolted on in below the pickup. Yeah, these are not well. Nobody knows about these guitars. I keep seeing them. They're normally black, but I keep seeing them on Facebook and stuff, and not Facebook, on eBay, and they don't go for a lot of money for what it is you're getting. Basically, you're buying a Strat from the 80s. It's totally comparable to the Blazer, you know. It's just, it's not quite Strat shaped, and unfortunately there's a PV, like there's a modern cheap PV that kind of has this shape a little bit, and kind of detracts a little bit from these. But I mean, these are fantastic guitars. They really are. They've got. I noticed that the bridge is actually slightly closer to the back of it on a Strat. You know, there's a little bit more body. The bridge is in a wee bit because the neck is kind of shunted in a little bit. But it's awesome guitar. I can see people having one of these and it being their favourite, no problem at all. So I've got another one. That's the Force 2. I've also got a Force 3 up here. This one is pretty beat up. This was 1982. So we were talking there about the 1982 thing, talking about that being dyna. This might be, and so might that be. They're not Matsumoku because Washburn never made. Matsumoku never made a Washburn. So they could be Shushin, who they took over from Yamaki. It could be Yamaki. It could be dyna, who apparently worked for Yamaki as well. We don't know. This one is a bit. It's been heavily modified over the years. At one point, it's had a Wonder Bar on it, but originally it would have had a bridge the same as the A5 there. The pickups, I'm not sure what these are, but I've listened to them. They're quite vintagey and sound like quite what's in my the expensive pickups that are in my Japanese Fender Strat. That pickup is a Bill Lawrence Telecaster bridge pickup with a blade on it. It's obviously got a Telecaster bridge put on it. Yeah, and much the same as that. Although this has a Toblerone of a neck, it's much deeper and it's actually a better built guitar than that. Which leads me to believe it's not the same factory or they spec'd it down a little bit. It's just the quality of it. It's up there with like a lot of the Yamaki Washburns. It's kind of as good a guitar as you can get, really. How many have I done? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th one. Okay, this is going to be 2 videos then. I'm now looking at it. It's a phase switch that's in it. One of the things I noticed about these pickups being similar to the Fender one and the release sensor that's in my Fender Strat is the distortion pedal really makes them louder. Really brings them out. When they're on their own, you kind of have to pump the volume up a bit, which I didn't do in the demo video. I just left them all. Used the same pedal and didn't adjust anything between them for a sort of even compromise. But I'm tempted to paint this one because this one's a little bit it's a little bit scabby because it's had a Wonder Bar on it and stuff like that. If you look around about here, it's all mashed up and stuff like that. So I'm kind of tempted to strip this and then do some sort of drip finish or maybe paint it purple. That'd be pretty cool, eh? Or yellow or something. Do something with it. So basically the question again, asking about this, is this a one piece or a maple cap? The other one's a maple cap. This one's a one piece. Yeah, and it's as I said, it's a total Toblerone. V-neck. I love this guitar. I just kind of wish it wasn't black. It's like, I don't mind black people, but I don't like black guitars. I've never really. But in saying that, I've softened my stance a little bit in black guitars recently because I've got quite a few that I quite like, and because I'm now wearing brightly coloured T-shirts, you can sort of see it. The thing that makes this so the most unlike a Strat, which makes it not a Strat, is the fact it doesn't have a chamfer. In fact, anywhere, so it's kind of Telecaster-y feeling somewhere. I suppose that the headstock's a bit different as well. I quite like the racing stripes going up to where it says Washburn. As I said, I've got the. In fact, there's a bass which I haven't even seen for a while. I should really be using in the band. I've got the Washburn Force 8, which is a bass with binding on it. I've also got in bits a Force 4, which is a bass. Just basically kind of looks like this, apart from it's all smashed up, and I really need to get another body built. I need to build a body for it, really. It's been dropped, and see, because I told you before about where the neck thing's in, but if you drop that batter like in there, it's a maple neck, it's not going to break. It's split the body on the bass, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, the thing that always annoyed me about these, which I've mentioned in every single video I've done of them, the Force 2 has 2 pickups, the Force 3 has 3 pickups, the Force 4 is a bass, the Force 8 is a bass with binding, the one with 1 pickup in it is a Force 2 as well. Why is it not a Force 1? Then I would have had 1, 2, 3, 4. But it's not. It's the Force 1's actually a really nice guitar as well. That's kind of what's put me down a little bit on the Onslow one. It's kind of doesn't get the love it deserves. I mean, it's fantastic. It's in fantastic condition, and I absolutely love it. But this one's got the 1-piece neck, and it's got the Super V profile, and the other one, the Force 1 with 1 pickup in it, has got the most amazing white translucent, where you can see the grain through it, sort of milky white paint on it, which is really nice. So I mean, that's really nice. The only thing is I've got 2 that I think I like a bit better, so it's third in the 3 Force guitars I've got. Yeah, so this one's been on for 21 minutes now, so it's going to be 40 minutes once I've done the other 5, so I'll just split this into 2 and put them out at random things. So how are you getting on guessing with the difference between the maple? I can't tell. Really, that's my decision is I don't know. I like the idea of having the 1 piece of wood. It's like, 1 piece of wood. Might just be voodoo, I don't know. I can't tell the difference. I don't really have 2 exactly the same guitars that are identical, apart from one's got a cap and one doesn't. I don't even think I've got 2 guitars which are, it's like I don't buy 2 guitars the same that are in different colours. It's got to be a different model or some reason for it. My justification with this one is this is a 3 pickup one, that's a 2 pickup one, and the other one I've got is a 1 pickup one. So that although arguably the 1 pickup one and the 2 pickup one are basically the same guitar, apart from that's got an extra pickup in it. So yeah, these are guitars that you can pick up cheap, and we're talking it's absolutely miles better than like any Squire classic vibe or any of that stuff, or a Mexican Fender. It's as good as an American Fender, really. Even, this one's better. That one's as good as an American Fender. It's like that kind of way of looking at it, and they can be picked up for way less than, well, classic vibe money. I think you're talking a couple hundred quid. You should be able to get one. I'm pretty sure I bought this one by mistake. I think it was one of those ones that was going at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning or something. I just put a wee bid in it just to make sure nobody got it for a tenner, and I think I paid something like 60 quid for it, something stupid. You know what I mean? And it's like I put it up against any Strat or Tele, really. Rocking. So I'll see you in the next video, which I'm about to record in 2 seconds. I'll probably be just as sweaty in that. No idea when it'll go out. This one should be going out on Friday night. So maybe I put them out an hour apart or something. I don't know. Make this a whole 3-part thing. Rock on. See you on Sunday night.